The opinions expressed are those of the show's host and not the staff or management of Port St. Lucie Broadcasters. Any reproduction without written consent of WSTU and WPSL is strictly prohibited. Now it's time for Quality of Life Radio, brought to you by Cigna and Aetna Medicare. Here are your hosts, Gary Owen and Tom Bouvier.
Hello and good morning, everyone. We want to thank you for listening in on this fabulous Friday. It's not Friday. Fabulous Florida Tuesday morning, September 19th, 2023. I'm your host today, Tom Bouvier, and I'm sitting in for Gary Owen, who's out on company business, and I'm bringing you the Quality of Life radio show. And I mistakenly said this is a fabulous Friday. Maybe Friday's on my mind, but we still have a few more days till Friday. But we're airing this Quality of Life radio show straight from the Owen Insurance Group headquarters, based here in beautiful Stuart, Florida. And we're airing simultaneously on WSTU 1450 AM and WPSL 1590 AM. So thank you for tuning in. But you can also catch us on Facebook. So you would simply go to your Facebook page, search for the Quality of Life radio show, and you can actually listen in on this program or select some of our past programs from our archives. And you may wonder what the Quality of Life radio show is all about. Well, actually, Gary Owen and I, my name is Tom Bouvier, we're here to bring relevant content to our listeners. We provide education and information about insurance planning that will help you improve your quality of life. I mean, come on now. How many of us love to shop for insurance? We would rather have a poke in the eye, go to the dentist, pay an attorney bill. I mean, swim with sharks. My goodness. Most people do not like shopping for insurance. But we share our knowledge, and we will present information to you about important insurance solutions, some of the pitfalls to avoid, transparency, good old-fashioned straight talk. We call this the no-plop zone. And we will do everything we can to enhance and improve your quality of life through our education and information, because it is the mission at Owen Insurance Group to simplify insurance planning so you can live the stress-free life that you deserve. Because I don't know about you, but every time I do take care of an insurance policy, whether it's a homeowner's, car insurance, health insurance, my family's insurance, my kids' insurance, anytime I get that off my to-do list, it is a relief, okay? And so that's what we're all about. Give us a call at 772-210-1020 and ask for one of our capable licensed insurance agents. I want to give you the quote of the day before we get into our topic, and it says this. Now, this quote was actually given on a Snoopy cartoon, so I'm not sure if it's attributed to Snoopy or not, but it says this: don't wait for good things to get better or for things to get better. Life will always be complicated. Learn to be happy right now, otherwise you'll run out of time. And believe me, time goes by so fast, it's like the blink of an eye. I mean, we're almost into the fourth quarter. The last 3 months of 2023 is just less than 2 weeks away. So today I want to talk to you about ancillary products. And what are ancillary products? Because many of you know us to be Medicare health agents who specialize in Medicare health insurance, marketplace health insurance, group health insurance, individual health insurance, family health insurance through the marketplace, and several other short-term medical products. But ancillary products or like supplemental products, things that help fill in the gap. When we talk about Medicare, we can talk about a Medicare supplement, something that fills in the gap. And many people actually every morning or every afternoon or evening after a meal, most likely they swallow a bunch of pills. And those aren't prescription drugs. Those are vitamins, minerals, what we call supplements. Because in a perfect world, we would get all of our nutrients, all the minerals, everything we need to sustain and grow and keep our body healthy through the foods we eat. But for a variety of reasons, we don't always get the proper nutrients, minerals, vitamins, etc. So we take a handful of pills called supplements, and those things help fill in the gap that healthy food that we're eating does not provide. Okay? So ancillary products are very similar in nature. However, these are coverage options that are offered in addition to the main insurance that you may technically have. You may have, I've got great health insurance. Well, an ancillary product would be a supplemental insurance product that is used to fill in and supplement existing benefits. It's common that agents would educate people about these ancillary products when enrolling people in Medicare, Marketplace, or short-term medical plans. And I'm going to go over a few. And again, I want to encourage you to call 772-210-1020. That's 772-210-1020. And you can talk to myself, Tom Bouvier, Gary Owen, or ask for one of our capable life insurance and health insurance agents. We can talk to you about these ancillary products, life insurance being one of them. September is actually Life Insurance Awareness Month. Okay, but I'm not going to get into that much because we did last week and we will probably next week as well before September ends. But we're going to talk about several different ancillary products. You might call them add-ons, upgrades, or something like that. Now, the cynical person will say, that's just like an insurance agent trying to push more products on me. And I guarantee you that is not the case, because I've been in this industry long enough to know that many times people want the most for the least, don't we all? And they don't want any other, no, I'm fine without that. I'm fine without that. I'm fine without that. They're fine without it because they don't want to pay the monthly premium. That's understandable. But when something happens and something bad happens, inevitably they get a sickness, puts them in the hospital. They have an accident that puts them in the emergency room, which also could put them into the hospital. They get a disease, cancer. They have a heart attack. They have a stroke. These things can and do happen to people every single day. It may not happen to you today or tomorrow, next week, or even next year. But eventually, for the majority of us, if not all of us, we are not going to escape an accident or a sickness that may give us some financial worries if we're living paycheck to paycheck, or even if we've saved money and we have money in the bank. And we realize that on that wonderful health insurance plan that we have a $9,100 maximum out of pocket. Or on that Medicare Advantage plan, we have a $6,000 in-network maximum out of pocket. That's MOOP, a MOOP we call it. The maximum out of pocket that you would have if you had to utilize all the health insurance services, hospitalization, x-rays, doctor visits, specialist follow-up, physical therapy, etc. So if you have a $9,100 maximum out of pocket on a plan, which I think mine is $8,000 something, and let's say you have an accident or a sickness that happens toward the end of the year. Well, you would be responsible potentially for up to that maximum out of pocket, $9,100. And then January 1st takes over and you're still involved in all your medical issues. Guess what? The deductible and the maximum out of pocket starts all over again January 1st. So now, if you had an accident or sickness that rolled over into a next year, you could potentially owe up to $8,200 if you had a maximum out of pocket of $9,100 annually. And so an ancillary product such as an accident, AME, SIP is what we call it, an accident medical expense, sickness inpatient add-on or ancillary product, that would help cover that $9,100. Okay? So that's what an ancillary product does. It's like an add-on. It could be that hospital indemnity, meaning it will cover the certain amount of days that you're in a hospital to help you cover your costs. It could be a dental, vision, hearing plan, because most health insurance plans do not include dental, vision, and hearing. Or if they do, it may just be kind of surface level or basic dental, vision, and hearing. It may not cover that ambulance ride, which for a lot of plans, it's either you pay the full amount until you reach a deductible, or it could be like a $250 copay on a Medicare Advantage plan. So an ambulance rider could be one of those for only $2.40 a month. You could have protection against that $250 ambulance ride. Critical illness. We've talked about these in the past. These are also ancillary products. Cancer is a very popular policy, because the statistics are out there. A big percentage of the people that you know, yourself included, may be in that category where you would be diagnosed with cancer, heart attack, or stroke. So these are called critical illness policies. I personally have one. I know Gary has one, that if I were to get cancer, or heart attack, or stroke, or 8 other different conditions, I would get sent a check in the mail to me for up to $20,000. That's one of the policies I have. That would cover all of my out-of-pocket maximums for 2 years. Again, protecting myself against those end-of-the-year catastrophic events. There's also a policy that will help with the skilled nursing facilities. Many people are on the Medicare Advantage plans that cover the first 20 days if you're on Medicare, and then after that, from days 21 to day 100, it's $200 a day. Well, what if you're not able to walk after 20 days, or you haven't gotten better in 20 days on your Medicare plan, and those skilled nursing facilities are wanting to move you out because they're afraid that you may not get paid? But if you have that policy, hey, I've got a policy that'll cover me, cover the $200 for the next up 80 days, they're more likely to give you the attention and the care that you need. And so on and so forth. So a good agent will not try to push products on you. And that's what we do not do here at Owen Insurance Group. We have conversations. Our goal is to educate you on the options. And when I do take care of someone's health insurance plan, whether it's a Medicare Advantage plan, Medicare Supplement plan, whether it's the Marketplace, you're not yet on Medicare, group plans, individual, family, short-term medical plan. Once I have completed the health insurance, I let people know, with this health insurance plan, here are some out-of-pocket costs that you might have, that you will incur if you have need of this plan. Something catastrophic happens. If you go into the hospital, here's what the cost would be. If you have follow-up visits for physical therapy, if you have to go to specialists, here's what your cost would be. And I would ask people, how comfortable are you if you were to have, how comfortable are you, financially speaking, would you be in covering that $9,100 maximum out of pocket? Or what have you done to prepare yourself if you had to go in the hospital for a week or 2 weeks, the cost of this insurance plan? So I kind of have the conversation, and I'll say I've got a great way that many people take care of their maximum out of pocket, their inpatient hospital costs, or even some of their dental and vision. What if you needed a root canal or a crown or an implant? And people say, I don't have any dental insurance. And you're getting quotes. I had a gentleman call me, and we ended up getting him a great dental insurance plan, because he said he had gone to the dentist and they gave him a list of things that needed to be done. He hadn't been to a dentist in many, many years, and it was like $34,000 worth of work on his mouth. $34,000. This is a true story, folks. So I said, well, I've got my Mac Daddy, I've got the Rolls-Royce dental plan, or I've got some of the basic dental plans. Well, of course, based on his need and his budget, he was able to go ahead with that Rolls-Royce dental plan, and now he's getting his teeth and the oral health taken care of. It's helping to cover a lot of those costs. So I do ask people, what do you have in place for dental and vision? Or how would you handle the inpatient hospital costs for the Medicare Advantage plan that you're on, or that marketplace plan, which many of the marketplace plans, listen up, if you're on the Obamacare, the ACA, the marketplace plans, which I am on a marketplace plan, you have emergency room costs, you have inpatient hospitalization costs, and many times you're going to pay the full amount until you've reached your deductible. So I ask people, how would you handle that inpatient cost for your marketplace plan if you have to pay 100% up to your deductible? And your deductible is, let's say, maybe $5,000, and then you have a maximum out of pocket of $9,100. And they can be two different numbers, by the way. And so people say, I don't know. I'm going to put it on a credit card, or I'm going to dip into my savings, or I'm going to pay the hospital for the next 20 years, $50 a month. But see, there's a better option than that, and that is these ancillary products. And so in my conversation with people, and this is how we treat people, we respectfully ask people, would you like me to show you a way to help protect yourself against these costs, many times for about $1 a day, $1 or less per day? And honestly, we can help people protect themselves against these major catastrophic costs and these out-of-pocket maximums, these deductibles, for many times for $1 or maybe $2, less than $1 or $2 per day. So all you would need to do is give us a call at 772-210-1020, and we can show you. Okay, we've got about 10 more minutes left, so I'm just going to give you some ideas on what again, a little bit more detail about these individual products. There's one company that I really like to talk about when people have a Medicare Advantage plan. And if you are on a Medicare Advantage plan, you can have inpatient hospitalization costs, observation costs, if you had to stay overnight in a hospital. And many of them are a per day up to a certain number of days. And for example, there's one company that you're required to pay $305 a day for 7 days, and that after that it's no cost. So many people living on very tight budgets, if they're in the hospital for a week, that's going to be over $2,100. Other plans are $250 a day for 6 days, so that's $1,500. Now, for some of you out there, that's not a lot. You could pay that with no problem whatsoever. Others are on tight budgets. But if I could show you a way where it's called a hospital indemnity plan for maybe, again, about less than $1 a day, it would protect you against that $305 for 7 days or $250 for 6 days for about $28 a day for someone turning 65. You can add an ambulance rider that'll help cover the cost of your ambulance ride and your skilled nursing facility. So for just that hospital indemnity plus the hospital rider, it's about $28 a day, $28 to $30. So, per month, excuse me. Not $28 a day, about $28 to $30 per month. So again, about $1 a day to help protect yourself. That's called that's called a hospital indemnity plan. Okay? Another thing to consider is, again, what I've talked about, that accident medical expense. I had a fall. I have a fracture on my left ankle. I went to my doctor. All of my costs, I'm going to submit a claim that's going to help cover my costs for the podiatrist, the specialist, put in the claim for the durable medical equipment. I'm supposed to be using a knee scooter for the next couple of weeks. I'll be walking around hobbling with a boot. So if any of you do see me around town, you'll see that boot on my leg. And it's not just a prop, getting sympathy. To get sympathy, I don't need any sympathy. I need this ankle to be healed. It's a fracture. But I had an accident. And so I'm going to be able to, once all my bills come in, submit a claim and then get reimbursed for the cost of my accident. Okay? And I pay, I think mine's like $26 a month. Okay? I'm a little bit, I'm not at Medicare age quite yet. And so an accident medical expense plan will help cover accidents and medical expenses due to accidents. Now, the second one is a sickness inpatient, SIP, sickness and puts you inpatient hospital. I have a quick story, and I'm not going to tell the person's name, but this is a true client of mine. She's 26 years old. She was traveling throughout Europe. She got a rare sickness. She had to go into the hospital for 8 days, and I had enrolled her in a health insurance plan, and we also added that AME, accident medical expense and sickness inpatient, and she was also paying about $20 a month, a little bit less than me for sure. And it was, she said, at the end, now 9 months later, I talked to her, actually a year later, because we were renewing her plan. She said, by the way, you hear about that I was sick? I said, no, I didn't know that. She said, yeah, last November, I was in the hospital for 8 days. I had this massive bill. I was freaking out because my insurance, I had to pay the deductible. She had a $15,000 deductible on her plan. That's right, $15,000. She was freaking out. Unbelievable. She was just starting her new business and had no money to speak of. She thought she was just freaking out. And then she remembered she had that accident and sickness inpatient plan. And the particular plan I enrolled her in gave her enough to cover that $15,000. Hers actually would pay out $17,000 and $17,500 per incident if she was going into the hospital due to a sickness. Well, lo and behold, she filled out the claim. She sent it in. She got a check for $17,500. And guess who the hero is? I am, Tom Bouvier. Oh, my goodness. Listen, these are the insurance stories I love to tell because they're true. They're not, absolutely this happened. And I really said, how come you didn't call me earlier? She said, your name has been golden. Every time we talk about my sickness and the incident that took place, your name comes up. And she said, and honestly, Tom, I gotta tell you, I really did not want to buy that extra supplemental policy. She said, no, you were so nice, so kind in helping me, and I've helped their family in other ways as well. And she said, I said, okay, let's just do this other plan for $20 a month. And listen, what if she had not taken that $20 plan? Well, she would be owing the hospital $15,000 because was her out-of-pocket maximum. That was the deductible, and the plan would pay for everything after that. And so these are stories that are not just stories we tell to get people so we can try to sell more insurance products. No, these are stories because this is true life. This is real life. Every one of us are going to have to deal with something sooner or later. Unless we're just supernaturally protected and no miracles never. You never have anything ever happen to you, which I guess that's never going to happen for most of us. But I'll tell you what, protecting yourself, protecting your family for pennies or for $1 a day, $2 a day with one of these ancillary products should be, in some sense, a no-brainer. And there's two types of people out there when we talk about these products, and when I do present them to educate people about the options, when we finally settled on a health insurance plan, and I asked them the question. They say, I got money in the bank, or I got money. I said, well, listen, how long did it take you to put aside that $9,100? How many months of work? How many taxes? How much? It didn't cost you $9,100. You had to pay taxes on that money that you put in the bank. And if you're so willing to just give it all away, why don't you protect that $9,100 with, a $25, $30 accident plan, ancillary product to protect your hard-earned money. Okay? So these are the things we can do for you. And there's two types of people I was saying. Some people either get it and they say it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. I'm just going to protect me and my family. For a family of 4, for about $35 to $40 a month, you can protect yourself each. Because if you all got in accidents, you all got sick, you were all in the hospital at the same time, and you all had a $9,100 max out of pocket, You can do the math. That's over $36,000. Okay? So give me us a call at Owen Insurance Group, 772-210-1020. And we're coming to an end of this show. So we do want you to continue to listen in every Tuesday morning at 10 a.m., 10 to 10:30. It's a short 30-minute giving you snippets of good information. We want you to stay tuned because up next is the Brian Kilmeade Show. And please tell your family, friends, your neighbors, your enemies, anybody you know, all about the Quality of Life radio show to tune in. And I want to thank you for joining us. We're going to go ahead and close out this week's show by saying stay safe, keep healthy, be happy, and enjoy your quality of life.